with family again back in Melbourne while we get some upgrades done, and you may be able to see in the back here seats down. We've bought some shelving, so Chris is going to put some shelves in the wardrobes finally, and we're going to rip out the pull-out pantry. That's noisy, sorry. Pull-out pantry and put in shelves in there, because those pull-out pantries, honestly, they waste so much space that you could fit so much more in there. So that's what we're doing.
And they weigh heat.
Yeah, and they weigh a lot. So that is one of the changes we're working on at the moment.
G'day, we are Chris and Tracy. We made a life-changing decision, sold up everything in March 2022 to live in a caravan full-time, to travel and explore Australia. Come along and follow us as we live and share our dream.
One I'll have to show you, we haven't managed to clean it yet, but Chris's brother had a spare roof rack for the car that he used to have on his, but he got a new one, and so he has kindly swapped for something. I can't remember what we swapped for, but we swapped for something. Oh, the HEMA, that's right. We weren't using the HEMA, and he needed it. They were going up the high country, so we swapped for the roof rack. Unfortunately, while it was sitting just in storage, it's got a King's awning attached to it, but when they pulled it out, Chris got dumped with water, and it's gone a little bit mouldy. It's water leaked through the zip, so we'll just have to get a new awning for that. But that'll be nice for like day trips if we go to the beach or whatever, and I want to sit in some shades. That'll be nice. I was going to actually film the roof rack going up, but the boys did it while I was cooking dinner one night, so didn't get to do that.
Don't blink.
Yeah, that's right. I literally just finished cooking dinner, went out, and it was done. So yeah, but I will show you that eventually. Yeah, and then this Friday, what day is it today? Wednesday. So 2 days time, we're getting the car upgrade done.
Final GVM upgrade.
Yeah, the final GVM upgrade, so that'll take it up to the 4 ton.
Yep.
And then the following Saturday, we're getting the Caravan GVM upgrade done. So then we'll be completely well and truly within our limits. Don't have to worry. I mean, obviously you still have to worry that we don't suddenly dump a whole heap of stuff in on everything.
Don't go crazy.
Yeah, can't go crazy, but we will certainly know that we're within our weight limits, so that'll be good. Anyway,
well, what it is, we are within our weight limits if we don't travel with water.
Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah,
because we're heading into West Australia next year, we want to be travelling with water, so this makes it so we can travel with water legally.
Yes, that's it. I think that's all the only other things that we've been getting, we have decided that as we move around Australia, we're going to try and do the markets for selling my crochet things, because I absolutely love crocheting the toys since I've started doing that, but can't continue completely filling the caravan with toys and not selling them. So we bought a marquee and a couple of tables. And we've got a market that I'm going to Saturday this week, so better get rid of some, because literally cannot fit any more under our bed.
If we get a chance, we might. If we get some footage, we'll throw it in.
Might throw that in as well, because people have said that they would like to see some updates here and there about my crochet stuff, so yeah, we'll do that, and might be able to show a few clips from the market. So anyway, we will continue to update you as I might better show Chris installing the cupboards and things while we're doing that. So yeah, till then. Alrighty, of course we decided to choose the first 30-degree day in a long time to start doing this, but anyway, this is the pull-out pantry that we currently have. You can see all the wasted space, and this is very heavy, extremely heavy. So I'm going to be emptying this now and taking everything out, and Chris is out here. Be very bright, all the white, but he's got the his brother's saw, and we bought a $7.50 iron from Kmart so we could do the edging on the boards. But the start of the process, so time for me to empty the shelves out. Okay, slide out is now out. Look at all the space that we have now, and that's all we had in there. That's our total pantry supplies right there for that space, so we'll be able to use this better when we take it out. And it weighs a ton, I tell you. Making away. So this is the pantry that came out. Oh, can you see it? 16.3 kilos.
And what we put in the shelving we just put in was probably, well, it was less than 10 kilos.
Definitely, yeah.
Way less than 10 kilos.
Yeah, so I'll have to go in and show you the end result. We've never been in so many different contortionist positions to try and get in that, and we haven't even done the wardrobes yet. It was just the pantry, so we're leaving the wardrobes till tomorrow. We need a rest, and it's about to kind of have a big thunderstorm, so we have to pack up. Alright,
Yep.
that out of the way. And everything's a complete mess in here at the moment, but the difference. So this top one is going to be for my yarn, a different spot for it, and we've got to keep that open, and oh boy, that glue still smells, and keep everything aired out. Alright, we'll do an update when we start the wardrobes tomorrow. That's going to be fun. Alright, day 2 of putting shelves in. This is the result eventually after the glue died of the pantry. So I have a section up here now for some of my yarn. We really didn't have much in the pantry. Spot down the bottom for any Coke or whatever boxes that we have. And that is done. So now, excuse the messy caravan. So that is basically our wardrobes, either side emptied, so that's our clothes there. So because these weren't stable, every time we moved our clothes would just fall out the front, so it'd be nice to get rid of that. And of course it's another humid hot day. Oh, and I let it fly in, bugger. Anyway, there's shelving for that. Chris is using our $7.50 Kmart iron to put on the edging. We've got the saw ready to cut. Because the wardrobes angle at the back, Chris will have to cut that last bit of angle as we're going along. I don't know how, it was bad enough yesterday doing the contortionist, putting the battens in on the side that was the door opening, but the wardrobes I think may be a bit more difficult. But it may be easier to film, maybe. But we had to both be on hands doing it together yesterday, so I couldn't film the progress. So we'll see, otherwise we might end up with a before and after, because it's just too difficult to film in those tricky spots. Anyway, we'll see how this goes. And yeah, we put the awning out a little bit today, so we're not in the direct sun when it does come out. Oh, humidity. Not used to this. Good morning. It is bright and early. It is 6:30, just after 6:30 in the morning.
Not so much bright and foggy.
Yeah, I'll show you. Can't see much. We are on our way to Lilydale in Melbourne to get the car upgrade done today. We did originally, oh dear, bumps, originally have a loan car available for us to use today, except we got a phone call last night that the person who used it yesterday had an accident with it, so unfortunately we don't have access to a car, so we're going to have to hang around while the car's being done. So we've brought our chairs, I've brought a bag of crochet stuff. We're going to have to make ourselves at home somewhere there. And they said it's going to take about half a day, so yeah. Anyway, I have a crochet market selling my stuff tomorrow, so get some more stuff done while we're waiting, so that's okay. So what are we getting done, Chris?
The final component for our GVM upgrade. So rear control arms and other componentry to bring our GVM up to 4 ton.
Yes. So there we go. And I'm really tired because I didn't get to sleep till, I don't know, it was a bit earlier today, last night actually. It's about 2, yeah. The rest of the week it's been about 3 or 4, just because I've been crocheting as much as I can to try and have some stock for this market. So, because it is quite a big market that I'm going to, so yeah. Anyway, so where we are going is called Frontline Solutions. However, other people would know it as Patroller Part. It's where we got the original upgrade done.
The mechanic
yeah, the mechanics bought that side of the, like, the doing the mechanical side of it, and then Patroller Part just sell parts now. So yeah. Anyway. We shall maybe get some filming done while we're there, maybe not. I'm not sure what opportunity we'll have for that, so we'll tune in at some stage. Well, wasn't that the most stressful hour that I've ever had in my life? Had tablecloths, couldn't use them in the end, tried. The wind's too strong and they kept blowing away. All the toys keep blowing away, but this is what we've got. Okay, it's about 20 past 10, made a few sales up to about, I think, $73, so not too bad. But we did end up changing the layout of the stall. Hang on, we've got to, so I'll show you the new layout. And as you can see around, there's stalls everywhere. It's quite a big market. I'll check in later to see how we go. Alright, update. Weather has turned. It's all windy and cloudy and cold. So yeah. But show you what we've sold. We're up to, I think it's about 12.30. I think we're sold about $200 worth. That's what we're looking like now.
Trying to find our way out of here.
Today's the day the inverter goes in, hopefully. We're just getting everything ready and some wiring and mounting it, and yeah. So this will be a long thought out process. Dogs run off. Yeah, so there we go. So we'll Tracy will film as we go.
we're drilling straight through here, so we want...
I've got a drill for the remote.
Huh?
For the remote. It's got like a telephone.
Did you buy the remote?
Yeah, yeah. That's inside.
So that's the remote's coming up through
Yeah,
here?
yeah. I was just going to mount it on the wall, just on the inside. Or even in the wardrobe.
Well, put a hole in your caravan.
It's composite floor.
Composite floor too.
Yeah.
Okay, get that vacuum around there, Chris.
Chris is the apprentice for the day.
Yeah.
This is where we have Chris's brother for.
It's on the top side. Look. Best things I've ever bought, these.
The crimpers.
Yeah.
Makes life a little easier.
Wee. Go on, do your daily duty. And then again, Chris. This one. Yeah. Yep.
Extra nutrition. So neat.
Great. If you pull the cable up, slide that over and see if you can put it into the hole so it saves a sharp edge. And then I can silicone it. Helps hold
That's
it
why it's
away.
in a double sheath. You're not going to get that in the hole. And how am I going to put it?
Yeah,
pull the cable
pull
up?
the cable out.
It's all wide in
On
now.
the bottom. And pull it up.
You could have thought of that half an hour ago.
Oh, I just seen me rubber grommets.
It's not going to do anything, Chris.
It creates a barrier from the edge, so then I'll fill the rest with silicones.
And that's why it's double sheathed.
This is the work so far.
We went for another 15 mil, but I'm going to go on that angle.
Yeah. Should be through underneath now. Don't tell me it's right on the track.
No, it's behind it.
That's good. That's where it needs to be.
There you go, there's the remote plugged in for the inverter so we can turn it on and off from inside. It's powered up, it's all working. Well, Grant, thank you so much for your help. I don't think we would have done it without you. Actually, I know in fact we wouldn't have done it without you, so thank you.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Just a quick rundown on what we've had done to the car. We're still currently bolting bits and pieces onto it. So we've had our final GVM upgrade done to the car. So it's now got a GVM of 4 tonne. Still can only tow 3.5 tonne. But now it's had the rear springs and lower control arms done and the front springs. That brings us up to the 4 tonne. We just have to go to Vic Roads and change the registration details. It's also been engineered now as a 5-seater because of the third row seat's been removed. So we've had it re-engineered as a 5-seater to be compliant. I did a bit of a deal with my brother, and we had a HEMA Navigator which we weren't using, and he wanted one because he was going up to the Vic High Country, and he had a spare roof rack. So we done a swapsy. So he's given me his old roof rack, which is an Ocam brand. I've just got our delivery of our MaxTrack mounts to go on the side.
Mm-hmm.
So the MaxTrack mounts will go on that. We can finally get the MaxTracks out of the back of the car, up on top. Tracy, you can, if you get down low, you can see the rear arms.
You can see the. Ooh, let's see if we get down low enough. The rear arms, that's better. Now we can see them. Rear arms, that. Nice bright orange.
And while we're in the maintenance issue, we're having issues with the tyre swing away because the bearings here were absolutely flogged out. I mean, flogged would be nice. They were decimated.
Disintegrated.
So between my brother and I, we've managed to pull it out and spend a long time pounding out what was left of the bearing shells. Luckily, Grant had a set of bearings here, which is just the standard Holden stub axle bearings. So we've got new bearings, so no more wobble on that, which is good, because I'm dare saying when we start heading across into Western Australia early next year, we're going to be doing a lot more dirt roads, and yeah, I don't like to see what would happen if the bearings were still knackered.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
And it's got an awning on the side, a
Oh,
King's
yeah.
awning. There, so if we're out on the beach or whatever and want some shade, now we've got that.
we've also put new rubber on the car. That's only our second set of tyres on the car since we've had it. The last ones, this is the last of this. This is that's about how much meter I had left on the last set. These were Toyo Open Country AT3s. I didn't like them. They're a lot softer in the sidewall, and the patrols, anyone with a Y62 patrol knows they get what they call a Y62 wobble when they got bad rear tyres and soft wall flex. The Falcon Wild Peak AT3s, totally different car to drive. It's planted, it doesn't wag its bum, and yeah, so that's all set up now. So yeah, so I'll get cracking, mount these MaxTracks up, and we'll come back to you and show you what it looks like once it's done.
There we go, we got them on. After a bit of fighting with them, we got there eventually. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's really starting to look like a four-wheel drive.
I won't say the brand of the mounts, but it's a bit rich when you're actually supplied 4 bolts less. Sorry, 4 nuts less than you need.
Yeah.
So I've got some standard nuts on there now. We'll have to make a trip down to the hardware store and pick up 4 lock nuts, because the other ones will just rattle off in no time. But yeah, some padlocks and all done.
Right. Yeah. And the caravan step comes in handy.
I'm still a short ass.
Alright. Okay, that was a test of my fear of heights. I had to get on a ladder. That's not good. Anyway, we have the marquee up there now. So, now the other day when we were in a caravan accessory shop, we saw a ladder that folds down into a little bag like our table. So we're going to have to get one of those. So if I need to access that marquee, I can go through that whole process and get it back down again. So that is on our shopping list yet to come. Alright, So here we are today in Wendouree, or near, well, Ballarat, getting the ATM, I think it's ATM, upgraded on the Caravan, and we have permission to film the process.
What was it?
The tyre pressures and everything.
Yeah, they're good. They're 400.
Okay. Don't know what that means, yeah.
Shackle size and type.
Just take a photo. Riley, just take a photo of the books. You take the photos.
Right.
Oh yeah.
What do you put on the report when
I'll just look them up and then the rating.
For two upgrades, what has to comply? Obviously, your hitch, your chains.
Yep. The main thing is checking the suspension and the axle for capacity.
Yep.
And then the rest of it is we do calculations on all of the drawbar arm and the chassis to make sure that pulling that extra weight, it's not going to tear itself apart, basically. And then to make sure that obviously all the safety chains and that are compliant at that extra weight limit. So. Yeah, and then we do full inspection underneath to make sure there's no cracks or anything untoward. So,
Yeah.
which happens unfortunately more than you think.
Oh no,
crack welds.
Yeah, yep.
But it's good to know because we've also seen it where wheels and axles have snapped.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Corrugations are wonderful things to do that.
Exactly. Air inspection.
Yeah.
Because, so that we can prove that we haven't inspected a different caravan. So.
Oh, okay.
So that'll become your new
What was it?
GTM.
Yeah.
So it will go up to 33. Okay.
What was the duty before that?
It'll be
Three.
your GTM doesn't matter.
Yeah, well,
It's
if
not
it was
illegal.
less than 33, it'll go up to 33.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
your
it was
total-
315 on the
GTM was 3151.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
up to 33.
33,
and then
okay.
your total will also go up to 350.
We
350, yep.
Because we lied on their table.
Or need to pay anything with them.
Oh, great.
So
Yep.
the big roads fees included in your.
Oh, in your fee. Yep. Okay. That's cool. Yes, it'd be nice to be able to read the numbers. The other one was ridiculous trying to take a photo and, yeah.
Upgraded, so your original ATM was 3300 and your GTM was 3151. So these are all your original specs of your Caravan. These are just some recommendations for tyre pressures. Yours were fine.
Okay.
And yeah, just some notes and stuff like that. So these are the actual physical dimensions of your van. So that M1234 is each of your wheels. So that's your actual weight now.
Yep.
And these are just some physical dimensions. This is just to say that we've inspected your chassis and it all looks good. There's no cracks or flaws or anything. And these are just some stress calculations to say that your van can hold the extra weight.
Great.
And this is your new weight. So you got to 3,500, so you got 200 extra kilos. And your GTM is 3,300 and your ball weight is 35 or 350. Alrighty. Easy
Thank
done.
you.
So Jason will just print off the VAS certificate now. And then, yeah, you just need to go within 30 days.
No worries. And this is the guys that we've come to see. GU Design.
Do you guys have insurance on your van?
Yep. We do.
Beautiful.
Alright, so we've finished with the Caravan upgrade now. Now I thought I'd just go over the figures now since we're both the car and Caravan upgraded. And we're going on the figures from when we were weighed a few weeks ago. Or a month ago now, I can't remember how long ago it was, but recently. So we're going by those figures, although the rear axle weight would be a little bit lighter because we've taken the max tracks from the back of the car, put them on the roof, so it's sort of spread between the rear and the front axles now. Yeah, so if you, but it would be minor anyway, the difference. So if we're looking like with the car upgrade and the Caravan upgrade, that does not change our overall GCM. So our overall weight with the Caravan hooked up on the back of the car, which
Fully
is
loaded, hooked up.
yeah, which is 7 ton. So that doesn't change. So we were 6931, so we have 69 kilos to spare with what we weighed last time. So yeah, we're overall still under. Now the GVM with the car upgrade's gone from 3,500 to 4 ton, or 3.5 ton to 4 ton.
That means when the car has something hooked to it, i.e. caravan trailer or whatever.
Yeah. And when we were last weighed, our GVM was actually 3,720, so we were 220 kilos over, but now that we've had the upgrade, we have 280 kilos to spare there. Our front axle, we have gone from 1650.
In 10 kilometres, take the exit towards Bacchus Marsh and Gisborne.
Sorry about that. You know where you're going? Want to turn that off?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll turn that off. Yes, so sorry. Front axle, before the upgrade, the front axle could be 1650 kilos, and after the upgrade, it goes up to 1750. And when we were weighed, 1557. So we have a spare 193 kilos there. The rear axle was 2030, so just over 2 ton. And now with the upgrade, we're 2250. We weighed 2164, so we have a spare 86 kilos there. Now the Caravan, before the upgrade, it was ATM of 3,300. Now after the upgrade, it is Bing, stop talking. After the upgrade, it's now 3.5 ton, and when we were weighed, we were actually at 3,470. So we still, when it's not hooked up to anything, we have 30 kilos to spare. But the one that you've got to really look at is the GTM, which is the Caravan hooked up to the car, that weight. Before the upgrade, we were 3,151. Now after the upgrade, that has gone up to 3,300, and we weighed 3,211. So we have 89 kilos spare there. So now, with all the upgrades, we are completely legal, and we can have water in the tanks now, which is good. For Western Australia, we're going to need that.
Doesn't mean you can go buy a crap load of wool.
Oh, damn. I made a few spare cupboards too.
Yeah.
I've already filled 2 cupboards.
Yeah, we've.
But we got weighed just then with the wool in there, and we're still under.
Yeah, but
so
you just ordered some more stuff from Temu, so.
yeah, but that wasn't wool though.
Oh.
That was light stuff.
So all the upgrades, all the renovations inside the Caravans I've finished. It's now the pantry, roll-out pantry we've removed.
Yep.
That alone was 16 kilos just in the framework for the pantry without anything in
Without
the pantry.
anything in it, that's ridiculous. Yeah.
So we've removed that. We've put in, I've put in
Shelves, which we've shown the footage of.
some shelving there and the wardrobe.
Yep. And we did one cupboard, what we call the technology cupboard, that we have our laptops and things like that. So now we've got the shelf in there, so it makes it a bit easier to not have a tangled mess when we're trying to get something out.
And the inverter.
And the inverter has been installed. So yeah, this little break to do these upgrades has been very
I've still
worthwhile.
got one final thing to do. I've got to put a port or a plug into the Caravan wall so you don't have to run the Starlink cable through
Through the window.
windows, so it's going to be permanently wired into a board so you can just plug the lead in on the outside.
So that will be ordered shortly, or he'll work out how to do that somehow.
I know how to do it, just got to get the parts.
Just got to get parts, yep. So then, yeah, we wanted to get all this done before January, middle to late January next year, when we start heading towards Western Australia. So we wanted all that completed before then. So now that's done, we feel a lot more comfortable. We'll be able to be off-grid, have the inverter, still have Starlink if we need to, you know, have internet, upload videos, even just watch YouTube ourselves. That's good to have. And if you have an emergency,
You just got to go to Vic Roads and have all the registration changes.
Yeah, that's right. We'll do that Monday. You have 28 days from doing the upgrades to go to, well, for us in Victoria, Vic Roads, to have that sorted. We don't have to pay any extra fees. That was already included in the prices that we paid for the upgrades. So that is nice to know. Yeah. It's been a bit of an expensive stop, but it was something that we needed to do.
One,
yeah, that's right. So we're now completely legal, feel completely comfortable with us being on the road, and if we were, God forbid, doesn't happen in an accident, you know, there is no loopholes for anybody to say that we weren't legal, because we are definitely legal now. And yeah, it's been a process to go through. Like when we first started, we knew nothing about all this, and it's been a process of learning, and that's why we've tried to show the process we've gone through and getting weighed and all that. And you know, like, we have gotten rid of so much since we started.
Process of eliminating stuff.
My God,
you don't
yeah.
need.
And you think, oh no, we'll be right. You know, you've got 7 ton overall, you know, combined, and that adds up really fast. So yeah, it's been worthwhile a process to go through. Hopefully we're helping any of you who are also starting to go through the process or thinking about travelling with the caravan. Even if it's just for a holiday, you still got to be compliant. So it's good to know what you need to do and what to check for. And definitely the mobile weigh stations are worth their weight in gold to know if you're compliant or not. Just going over a weigh bridge, a public weigh bridge, isn't enough to know the true facts and figures of the weights that are required, and lengths and different things that you need to know.
They aren't really calibrated to
that's right.
the degree that you really need. They're made for heavy vehicles, so they may be 10, 20, 30 kilos. That could mean the difference being over or under
That's
in a car and a caravan.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. So anyway, yeah, like I said, hopefully that's helped provide some information for anybody else that's thinking about doing this also. It's definitely been a process, and yeah, and it's, look, if you have to go through it after you've bought the car and caravan, it's can be expensive process. But then a lot of the times we've seen different channels are actually putting up that they've bought a stock standard brand new vehicle and put it weighed it, and it was already over before anything was done to it. So yeah, you just can't go by what the manufacturer says.
Just because it says it can tow 3.5 tonne doesn't mean to say
that's right.
it will be legal.
Yep.
Probably 90% of the time or higher by the time you put your passengers in it and luggage and hook something onto the back, you're going to be over.
Yep. Yep, and we just confirmed then that they do classify a passenger as around 60 to 65 kilos, which, you know, most teenagers are over that weight. So yeah, it doesn't take much to be overweight, that is for sure. Anyway, we now need to get this video out since it's been a while, and Chris needs to cook us something for a Cooking with Chris segment, so we will have to get on to that.
It might be a cooking in with Chris in Kerry's kitchen.
Yes, yeah, we're about to stay with Chris's other sister and annoy them for a week before we head off again on the road. Alright, thanks guys, we'll see you next time.
Hey everybody, Tracy's inside and we're at my sister's. We just realised we hadn't filmed the final product of me putting the shelves into the wardrobes and the pantry, and one overhead cupboard. So I'll give you a quick look of the finished product. We'll go to our pantry first. So instead of the slide out pantry that used to be in there, I've now got shelving, and yeah, it makes it a lot more usable space. The slide out pantry only went probably halfway back last time, plus it weighed nearly 16 kilos just for the metal frame itself before we put anything in. It looks like we've got a lot in here, although Tracy's got plenty of wool. There's not a lot in these cupboards. There's plenty of spaces at the back, but it just makes it a lot more usable space. The wardrobes, that's Tracy's side. That's also where the controller for the inverter that we put in, that's where that one is. The lead down in the bottom corner, that's going into, we're going to mount the Starlink modem permanently in the back of Tracy's wardrobe down the bottom. That's the power lead to that. And there's also another one that comes in from underneath straight up from the inverter, so we can just swap out the plugs inside the wardrobe to when we run the Starlink off the inverter when we're off grid. So that's Tracy's side, and that's my side. So again, instead of the hanging rod, and it's not very practical, I don't believe, because of the angle of the front of the van where it slopes down. The coat hangers and that obviously are too wide, so you don't really get a lot of hanging space anyway. And then you've got a heap of stuff underneath where you just stack stuff in. So it's much better, in my opinion, to get rid of the hanging rod and put some shelving in there and make it a much more versatile spot. And I also put one shelf up here. This is our technology cupboard. We put the computers and all our the 2 laptops and all our hard drives and stuff like that up there when we travel. So that's basically it for the Caravan. We also, as you would have seen earlier on, we had our GVM done on the car. The car is now up to 4 tonne. The Caravan has been brought up from 3,300 ATM to 3,500 ATM. So it makes it legal all the way through now. We can travel with water legally. We weren't travelling with water. That's one of the reasons also we weren't doing a lot off-grid, because to travel legally we were basically travelling with bugger all water, and when I mean bugger all, not even a third of a tank or one tank, to stay under our weight. We haven't got a lot of stuff in the Caravan anymore, so other than getting the ATM increase, I don't know how we're going to stay under this. The Great Aussie, for some reason, seems to be, I don't know whether it's the construction or the chassis underneath it, they seem to be really heavy, and not a lot, in our opinion, not a lot of usable cargo capacity. But bringing it up to 3,500 certainly increases, gives an extra 200 kilos. So most of that's taken up for water when we're full on, but we still have some to spare. So yeah, that's it for the upgrades. It's been a while. It's taken us, well, we've been down in Melbourne now, this will be 5 weeks. The car took a little while to do. We spent a whole day over at Frontline Solutions over in Lilydale. Shout out to those guys. They were awesome. They had the mechanical side done on the car probably within an hour, under an hour, but then they had to wait for the engineer to turn up, take the car away and engineer it, and for whatever reason the engineer was running probably about 5 hours late. So we spent from 7 AM to 5:30 PM over at Frontline waiting for the car to come back. Unfortunately, their hire car, their loan car, which we were supposed to have, the person the day before had smashed it. It got into an accident, so they couldn't give us a loaner car, so we were pretty much stuck there the whole day. as a thank you, this is where they've been so good. As a thank you for putting up with it and taking so long, they threw in a free service, which was done yesterday on the car. So went back there yesterday and they did a full service on the car for nothing, as an apology and a thank you for putting up with having to spend pretty much 12 hours over there. And but yeah, awesome service. They're really good guys, especially if you're the Y62 community. Some people might have known them as part of Patrol Apart. That was their mechanic shop. The mechanics bought that off Patrol Apart. They're now no longer part of Patrol Apart. They're totally separate. So Frontline Solutions for your mechanical Y62 mechanical work and GVM upgrades in Lilydale in Melbourne. Highly recommend those guys. We didn't get any discount other than the free service of them. We are affiliated with them any other way, but highly recommend. They're knowledgeable, they're thorough, and they've done a good job. So yeah, shout out to them. Anyway, hopefully that brings us all up to date. We're off. Today's Friday, so Wednesday we move on to Mildura. We're heading up to Mildura for a little bit, then we're going to have a quick stint up at Broken Hill before we turn westwards again and head back across to South Australia. We have for Christmas at Streaky Bay. We're going to stop at Tumby Bay first because we missed out last time because we couldn't get into anywhere at Tumby Bay last time. So I'll spend 5 days at Tumby Bay, then Streaky Bay. We should be getting there just before Christmas for a couple of weeks. After that, we'll head with the family back down to Port Lincoln for a week. Then after that, it's head west, my son, across the Nullarbor. So all the upgrades are done, the tyres are done, the servicing is done, everything is ready on the car. And into Western Australia we go next year. So looking forward to that. Not looking forward to the wind across the Nullarbor if it's bad. If it's going to be bad, we're going to be taking a long time to get across it. We're going to be just camping up and parking up for the day because I'm not going to... Hey everyone, welcome back. It's been a while since we did one of these, so it's another episode of Cooking with Chris. Today we're going to be doing a apple slice, a dessert, or a slice just for snacks. So these are the ingredients that we're going to be using today. Also, it's coming from another special location in my other sister's kitchen today because we're going to be here for a week while we're finalising our upgrades and car and caravan and everything else, and that'll be hopefully covered earlier on in the episode. So here we go. We have Coke, so it'll be coconut, cinnamon, just a plain cake mix, some melted butter, some apple pie filling, 1 egg, some desiccated coconut and some sour cream. And yeah, we'll get on to putting it together. Okay, so we'll get on to the base of this slice. So what we're going to do is the cake mix packet, just a plain cake mix. This one happens to be a White Mills plain vanilla cake mix. That, 1 packet, half a cup of desiccated coconut, and half a cup of melted butter. Just got to mix all that together. And we'll come back to you once that's done. Alright, so we've got that all combined into a base. So what we're going to do with that, into a prepared slice tin, we've greased it and we've lined it with baking paper. We're just going to put the base in. And we're going to spread it around and press it down firmly, evenly throughout the pan, slice pan. Alright, so we've put that in the pan. We've used the back of a measuring cup and pressed it down nice and firmly, so it's nice and even throughout the pan. What we're going to do now, that's got to go into the oven at 180 for my assistance 14 minutes, and we've had the oven preheating in the background, so we'll get that into the oven. for 14 minutes and we get that baking. Alright, while we're waiting, while we're waiting for the base to cook, 14 minutes, 180 degrees, take your apple pie filling, slightly mash it, ever so slightly, set that aside, and take another bowl. We're going to have a tub of sour cream. This is for the top. And we're going to discover together how this turns out because I've never made this before too. I think this is another one of my mum's recipes. So it's a little bit short on instructions. Sour cream and sugar.
Egg.
1 egg.
That's it.
Oh,
Sour cream
no
and
sugar.
egg.
Oh, okay. 1 egg.
The sugar goes on top.
Mix that together. Alright, we've done that, we'll put that aside, that's going to be the very top. And for the top of that, we're going to have 4 teaspoons of sugar. And 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Oops.
The white bench is not looking very white anymore.
Oh, get that noise. Close enough. Gonna give that a mix. And we'll put this one aside. This is the very last thing that goes on the top once it's all cooked. So put that aside and I'll wipe down the bench, get rid of some mess. Okay, so it's been 25 minutes. The base is
14 minutes.
14 minutes. Do I hear
Next
30?
part's
30,
25.
30, 35, okay, 40, 14 minutes. Taking it out of the oven. It's very hot, so to be careful. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take our apple. We're going to put the apple filling in. And again, we're going to be spreading that evenly over the base. And we'll get that into the base and we'll come back for the next bit. Alright, so we've got our apples in and spread out, so as even as you can get it. So next we're going to take our sour cream that we mixed with the egg and we're going to very gently pull this over the top. Again, trying to get it to cover as evenly as possible. Being liquid, it should find its own level, but yep, looks pretty good to me. Next, we take our cinnamon mixture and we're going to sprinkle that over the top of this without getting it everywhere. Oops. Try not to bunch it up in too big an area. Alright, now taking our hot mitts back into the oven at 180 for a further 25 minutes. Sorry, I better open the oven first, I think.
You're not used to ovens?
Very gently so it doesn't spill. Hey Siri. And we're back, and just like that, through the magic of Tracy's editing, we're done. It's just been 25 minutes for the final time. It's come out of the oven. That's what it's looking like. We're going to let that cool completely now. Then we're going to take it out of the dish. We're going to put it on a tray, let it cool, and make sure it's completely cool. And cool to the touch, then we'll slice it up and we'll get a taste test in to finalise it. Alright, we'll come back when that's all cooled down. Alright, all done, all cooked, cooled down. This is what it looks like. Minus a corner piece, I may have pre-tasted it. But we've got Sean here. Sean's going to taste, so I'll give him a bit.
Good serving.
There we go. Ooh. Not bad. Pretty good.
Meat standards?
Meat standards. Okay, as usual, the recipe will be on the website. Just go to Aussie Encounters, go across the recipes, all the ingredients and the amounts will be there. So until next time, safe travels.